just very briefly, machine learning has gone through three what they call AI summers as well as AI winters. And we've gone through this periodic phases because sometimes people were overly excited about the potential of a particular technology. There was a lot of investments from different industries coming in, a lot of applications, a lot of promise. And shortly thereafter, when it turned out that many of these were maybe marketing tactics and it wasn't yet ready to be deployed at scale, then we went into an AI winter and funding dried up. And following that, there were several years that only a few people actually stuck around, and they became the pioneers for the next round. And right now, of course, we're in the midst of an AI summer or machine learning summer, whatever you want to call it, with all these investments being thrown around. But we should also be wary of history and, making sure that we don't overpromise what technology can't deliver. So on your own, if you want to go over this, I highly encourage you. But maybe I want to take a few minutes to read you the opening of a book called Co-Intelligence. This is by Professor Ethan Malik. I think he's at UPenn. I'm not sure. Maybe someone correct me which university he's at. But he's certainly a pioneer in the newer technologies that are coming out and in our relationship of the human relationship with AI relationships. So bear with me here as I read you kind of a very brief history of the promises of AI that fell through. So talking about AI can be confusing, in part because AI has meant so many different things, and they all tend to get muddled together. Siri telling you a joke on a command, or the Terminator crushing a skull, or algorithms predicting credit scores. We've long had a fascination with machines that can think. In 1770, that's 250 years ago, the invention of the first mechanical chess computer stunned those who saw it. A chessboard set upon an elaborate cabinet with its chess pieces manipulated by a robot dressed as an Ottoman wizard. It toured the world from 1770 to 1838, so that's almost 70 years that it was touring. And the machine, which was known as the Mechanical Turk. Who's heard the name Mechanical Turk? M-Turk? No? No one's heard of the name Mechanical Turk.
Yeah, I have heard that, but I actually currently am forgetting why I have heard that.
So Mechanical Turk is, if you search it online, Hamza, you want to tell us briefly what M-Turk is?
Yeah, I mean, like there is a reason you might have heard about it, and not the one that Amir has mentioned, but it's the reason why it's called like that. So there is this Amazon Mechanic Turk, and it's basically this platform where you can submit these repetitive tasks, right? Like this is where a lot of companies get their annotated data sets, actually. So what they do is like they set up a task and they're like, okay, submit this to humans, which will annotate, like perform the task. And then they gather this from all these workers and they get their annotated data sets. And from the other side, you have someone who's getting paid like some marginal amounts for every sample that they annotate. And yeah, so that's
mechanical. Today we have a lot of companies that are doing data annotation for us, or data collection, or data cleaning, or whatever it is, right? Or user studies, right? And Mechanical Turk was one of the first companies that enabled this at scale on the internet scale, and it's exactly that. It's a marketplace where I could define a particular task. I could say, I'm going to give you a bunch of images of birds, and identify the leaves in the birds. For instance, draw out form. Whatever task that I think is burdensome and I need to do at scale. And then users would go on these platforms, they'd engage with various one of these tasks. Maybe they'd get like 20 cents per high quality image that they annotate. And that's what it was. So Mechanical Turk the name is inspired from this story, but it's an actual tool by Amazon. And today we have a lot more companies that do this. Anyway, so this model, this mechanical chess computer, toured the world from 1770 to 1838. The machine was known as Mechanical Turk and beat Ben Franklin and Napoleon in chess matches, and led Edgar Allan Poe to speculate on the possibility of AI upon seeing it in the 1830s. It was a lie, of course. The machine cleverly hid a real chess master inside its thick gears, but our ability to believe that machines might be able to think fooled many of the best minds in the world for 3/4 of a century. Now it goes on to give another example, and then says, theories alone were not enough, and a handful of early computer scientists started working on programs that pushed the boundaries of what was soon called AI, a term invented in 1956 by John McCarthy of MIT. Progress was initially rapid as computers were programmed to solve logic problems and play checkers, Leading researchers expected an AI to beat grandmasters in chess within a decade. Now, this is 1956, and we know that Deep Blue ultimately beat Garry Kasparov. When was this? In the 1990s, early 2000s? So 10 years was a bit optimistic in 1956. It eventually happened, but maybe not so fast. But hype cycles have always plagued AI, and as these promises went unfulfilled, disillusionment set in, one of the many AI winters in which AI progress stalls and funding dries up. Other boom and bust cycles followed, each boom accompanied by a major technological advance, such as artificial neural nets that mimic the human brain, followed by collapse as AI could not deliver on its goal. It then goes on to talk about the most recent AI boom and also introduces things like LLMs, et cetera, et cetera. So it's an excellent book if you want to read it, but I think really the takeaway is that we should always be careful with these technologies. They carry a lot of promise and they carry a lot of responsibility. We should be responsible with the claims that we make with our technology. Any questions?
So what was the name of the book exactly? That was AI Winter, exactly?
No. The name of the book is Co-Intelligence.
Oh, okay.
By Ethan Mollick. Okay. Of course, like I mentioned, throughout the course, we're going to be learning about topics that are the result of a number of individuals who have been revolutionaries in their own time and still are, who have given us a lot of these advancements in technologies. Do any of the faces here seem familiar to anyone? You should have, by the way, a copy of these slides if it's too small on your on Google Drive as well. Any face seem familiar to anyone here? Sahu, who's familiar?
Yeah, David Silver, so Jeff Dean, and
David Silver, Jeff
Hinton,
Dean, right?
And Hinton.
We have Jeff Dean
Alan
over
Turing,
here.
Karpathy, Chris Manning.
Wow,
Stuart
okay,
Russell,
so many
Lepun.
people are familiar to Sahu. Excellent. Hamza, who do you find? Hamza, there's one face you should absolutely know.
Oh wait, there's one I'm going for now, but like I haven't seen the other ones. But third column, fourth line, Schmidhuber.
Ah, right. Okay, Schmidhuber. Who else?
Jürgen Schmidhuber.
Who else is familiar to individuals here?
Joshua Bengio and Jan Lincoln.
Max Wellen.
Okay, Jan LeCun,
Stuart Russell.
Where's Stuart Russell? Here.
Yeah, then Peter Abel.
Peter Abel, right? Good.
Jensen Huang.
Okay, Jensen Huang.
Rick Sutton. Rick Sutton.
Good. I'm very happy that you all know this. Good. And Bernard Sherkoff. Excellent. Bernard is Hamza and mine, my PhD advisor. So we're very much indebted to him. And he's very well known for SVMs, which are a particular model for learning, as well as causality and machine learning, among a number of other things. Excellent. Okay. So I want to remind us, and I'll do this at the start of every lecture, that really we're standing on the shoulder of giants in this course. And maybe this course could act as, the kernel upon which you continue to become the giant and people then stand on your shoulders. That is at least my hope.